That's funny. They think like we move as a group.
Yeah.
They're all Republicans now.
It's the things I hear people apply to this comedy scene. I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys?
It's so dumb.
It's
so
ridiculous.
Dumb.
It's ridiculous.
I read another article the other day about us being an anti-woke comedy scene. Like, look, why not just do great stuff? Go do great stuff. Don't worry about what we're doing. And we're not anti-woke. There's no anti-woke. There's like a ton of left-wing comics at the Mothership. It's like that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah,
we're not dwelling on that. We're making fun of things.
All right, so it looks like Joe Rogan is acting like Joe Rogan again, because he seems to be in denial about the fact that he and his army of so-called healthy fellas are, in reality, just anti-woke comics. That's their entire identity now. So for Rogan to sit there and pretend like he isn't anti-woke might be the funniest thing he's ever said. It's almost like he forgot that there are literally thousands of hours of him ranting about this exact thing online. Like his whole migration to Austin was built around the idea that there was this massive crowd of people desperate for comics to stand up to the woke mob, which of course he knew he could turn into a gold mine. And luckily for us, he documented that entire thought process on his podcast. Like all the way back in early 2020, right before the big Austin move, Rogan was already trying to frame this narrative to his audience, that there's this untapped market of people out there who just want to see edgy comedians push back against the dark woke mob. That is what became his business model, and he figured out that if he could round up enough like-minded comics and set up shop in Texas, that he could corner that anti-woke market and profit off of it for years. Like, just listen to the way he talked about it with Mark Norman all the way back in January of 2020.
It's like the word retarded. Right?
Yes.
If you use that, you could use that word and everyone laughs, or you can use that word and you're a monster.
That's what I don't get. Why would you want to be on that bad snitch, tattletale side of all this?
Because they want to be woke. And because there's a lot of fear in being against wokeness.
That's what it is.
People coming after you. If you don't want to be shit on, you have to comply 100%. And then
That's
if you
so
don't,
scary.
they come after you. It is scary.
And it's a bummer. Who wants to live like that?
Well, nobody does. But here's the thing. When you don't comply, so many people are like, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. There's so many. I think more people are happy. It's just the voices that are upset at you for not being woke are the louder ones.
Right.
And they're more into it because they're retarded.
And I think that clip is important because it shows the exact mindset Rogan had going into all this. Like, this was a calculated business move. He knew there was money in leaning into the right-wing grift, and he was aware that there was a huge demographic of people wanting to throw cash at anyone who promised to fight cancel culture and keep comedy dangerous. So when Rogan plays dumb now, acting like he isn't part of the whole anti-woke crusade, it's laughable. I mean, the Austin scene was pretty much engineered out of this realization that the anti-woke angle was a business model. So now fast forward to today, and we can see that Rogan's little plan worked out perfectly. Him and Tony Hinchcliffe have basically mastered the art of pandering to the anti-woke side of America, and honestly, it was the easiest layup imaginable. All they have to do is spit out a handful of anti-woke buzzwords, and the crowd goes absolutely wild. No setup, punchline, or actual joke is needed. They just say whatever the buzzword of the week is, mix in a couple slurs about the LGBTQ community and people of color, and boom, standing ovation. The audience eats it up every single time. And now it's gotten so bad and hacked to the point where even some of their peers are exhausted by it. Like when Shane Gillis openly joked about this non-stop slur parade on the podcast he does with Matt McCusker.
Comedy movies are back.
True.
In a big way.
Pendulum swung.
Pendulum swung.
Pendulum's fully swung.
Maybe too far. Head down to the Mothership, you go, oop.
Yeah.
Pendulum's maybe swung a little too far. Not everyone has to say it.
True.
Every single set.
So even the comics who made their name tiptoeing the line of offensive comedy are rolling their eyes at how lazy and hack it's all gotten. But now, as soon as Maron officially called them out for it, suddenly this whole crew goes into denial mode. And now all of a sudden Maron's just jealous and mad he's not part of the Rogan sphere. Like in this next clip, Joe literally frames the Rogan sphere as a walled garden that outsiders are just bitter about being left out of.
that's also, you got to realize, like, someone framing it in a way that's going to
Yes.
get people to read it.
Yeah.
And then there's people that genuinely do think that way. And it's what a lot of that is, I think, is the walled garden issue. And the fact that there's like a walled garden, right? And when there's a walled garden, there's a bunch of people that are doing really well together and they're hanging out together and they have fun. And you're not in that group. You start getting mad at that and you find reasons why that's bad because, you know, you want something like that in your life, which we all do. If I see like a whole group of friends like palling around and laughing, I always smile because I know what that's like. I like it. But if you never have that in your life and you see a group of people palling around and having a good time together and hugging each other, just laughing and just having a good old time, you feel like left out. You feel disrespected almost.
Yeah.
People get angry.
Do you remember, like, I don't know if you ever experienced this, but I'm assuming you have. It's kind of like when you're coming up the ladder initially in show business and you see famous people on TV and whatever, and you got an opinion about everybody that's having too much fun, that's annoying.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
That guy's music sucks and this
He's
and that,
a
whatever.
hack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, you find yourself in a room with the guy at some party and you meet him and talk to him and you go, what? He's the nicest. What the fuck? Why? I think I like his music now. It just changes.
know. It's so stupid.
All right, so according to Joe Rogan and his designated fart sniffer, Mr. Derosa, any guy who dares to call them out with reasonable criticism is just some bitter hater standing outside the club. Like, that's their go-to defense now. And if you notice, it's the same script that Tony Hinchcliffe rolled out last week when talking about Marc Maron and Anthony Jeselnik. It's always that critics are angry failures who just don't understand what it's like to win. But they never actually address what Marc was calling them out for in the first place. They just skate around it. Because I feel like deep down they know that there's some truth there. Like if we go all the way back to one of Maron's callouts, his actual problem isn't that these guys are successful podcasters. It's that they've gone so far down the right-wing pipeline that they barely resemble the people that they used to be. And that is a valid point. We've all watched Rogan and his circle of comics drift from being edgy contrarians into fully blown political mouthpieces, doing the same talking points you would hear on Fox News during any given podcast. And Maron specifically pointed out how insane it was that Rogan and his buddies went as far as to publicly back Donald Trump during the election, solely because he advocated for free speech and bringing back comedy. Like, that was enough for them. Like, they turned one vague talking point into their entire political identities. And now they're realizing that maybe tying their brand to a politician that they barely understood in the first place wasn't the smartest long-term move.
And then it just evolved into the idea of the anti-woke angle of, I'm voting the way I'm going to vote because I can't, I don't have freedom of speech, which is it's a false premise. Yeah, there was cultural pushback and, it got a little weird with the canceling, but I really think it would have found its level and language would have evolved as it does. There's a lot of things we don't say anymore out of respect for people who we live among. Democracy.
Yeah.
So, but that's not the way it went. So the anti-woke thing, it was just about like, all right, you voted this way because of this one issue, but along with that, comes everything that we're living through. And was it worth it? And then calling back the R word was just a natural way to go.
Yeah.
And, Rogan and Hinchcliffe and, just a lot of these people just locked into this anti-woke thing. But now, the government, which is for all practical, good intents and purposes, is an authoritarian government, and we have a fairly dominant fascistic culture. Yeah. So they're using the same language, which is anti-woke, to dismantle all progressive institutions.
So yeah, Maron definitely hit a nerve. That's why instead of addressing what he actually said, Rogan, Derosa, and Tony default to the same tired narrative. Critics are just jealous losers who want in. Because if they admitted that there's a shred of validity to the criticism, they'd also have to admit that their whole "we're just about freedom" shtick was built on shaky ground.
This feels like family to me. This is a beautiful thing. Everybody's so supportive. There's no backbiting. There's no shit talking. It's all fucking love. So when I hear people say negative shit about the Austin scene, I'm like, I've found it to be a beautiful experience, like truly, like a truly heartwarming experience.
It's people that aren't in the scene. That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
like people that they're looking at it from the outside. And it's not just us that are like this. Like, my thought on all this shit is that my favorite people to hang out with are comedians. And we do it here too. And some people don't want to hang with comics. They're lone wolves, and that's fine too, man.
So for Rogan to refuse that he and his pals were against the woke mob might just be, again, the funniest thing he's ever done. I mean, just take a look at the way he spoke about the quote-unquote woke mind virus to another guy who's trying to creep his way into the Rogan sphere, Tyler Fisher.
Show you these outrageous people over and over again with fake eyelashes, reading stories to kids, just freaking everybody out with a bunch of different, I'm two-spirit and I'm this and that and I'm trans-masculine with like fucking, the whole thing is just nuts.
And then shutting down free speech. I mean, I've been banned shut down for 3 years. They froze I was going all my pandemic shit. Oh, they
on
shut,
TikTok. They
yeah.
banned you. What'd you do?
They don't have
Besides
to tell
being
you.
white. Besides
They
being
don't.
white.
Besides being white,
boy.
I was texting while white. They don't have to tell you. That's part of when you sign up. It's the only way. Even look at the word woke. Woke used to be a cool thing, and because of comedy,
It's foolish.
it's now it's a clown world word.
Yeah, it's a clown world word that you can't use on the other side. You can't say I'm woke because I was like, bah, you fucking idiot.
Fucking loser.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. So it becomes a pejorative. It becomes something that someone points to. It says, oh, you're infected with the woke mind virus.
Yeah.
Like, no.
So yeah, just wanted to point this hypocrisy out. But real quick here before I end the video, I just wanted to give credit to Mike David from Redbar for finding these clips of Rogie during his latest episode. I'm sure you're familiar with Mike and you've probably already formed opinions about him, but let me just say that he's truly the godfather of this entire niche. We were all, in one way or another, inspired by what Mike's been doing at Redbar for over 20 years now. Like the Elephant Graveyard gives all credit to Mike for his entire channel. So if you like my channel and everybody else's, you would probably really enjoy Redbar. Like, he's easily the funniest guy covering this stuff right now. But anyways, with that being said, thanks so much for watching.